It's the drawing show. It's the drawing show.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Drawing Show. My name is Ben, and we are getting back into it. I've been away for a little while, but we're going to start some more videos. I'm thinking what we'll do is I'll just record some drawing, some of my morning practice sessions. I'll talk over it, and I'll cover a range of subjects. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll talk about what I want to talk about. And it will be kind of like a podcast type of deal, but also what I'm drawing. And I'll talk a little bit about what I'm drawing, but also whatever other things that we want to talk about. So, how y'all doing? Right now, what I really want to talk about is art and social media, and social media generally. I have some very mixed feelings about it, about social media in general, and then some very mixed feelings about art when it comes to social media. And I've had a little bit of discussions with some other artists, ironically enough, messaging through social media, talking about how bad it can be for artists and how it's very tempting to use it as something to post your art, get instant feedback, and in doing so, you're kind of tailoring your work towards the audience, towards what you know is going to do well for the most part. You know, with social media, a lot of people's goal is to just get as many likes as possible. You know, drive that algorithm, get that thing to work for you, get as many eyes on your work as possible. And I would say that that is a positive, getting as many eyes on your work as possible. For the modern artist, I mean, what is the struggle? The struggle is getting people to see what you have. Social media has provided a way for more eyes to be on people's work that would normally maybe nobody would ever see. The problem, though, is that are you getting the right eyes on your work? So, I don't think it's necessarily that you don't use social media. I don't think that's the answer. I think you should use it. If you're an artist and there's a couple different ways of going about it. I mean, you could be to a point where you're making good stuff and you want people to see it. Throw it up there. It could be you're developing as an artist, you're working. Maybe you want to show some process of your progress, and you want to show people where you're starting at and gradually get to where you're going. I do think that strategy doesn't really work at the beginning, but I think it will pay off in the end. So I follow a couple of artists on Instagram specifically that they're in their very early stages of their art career, and it shows, you know. And they don't have very many followers, and their posts don't get very many likes. but they just keep pushing. They keep posting. They keep showing how much they're getting better over time. And sometimes it's really slow progress. But I think once they do get to a place where, you're seeing some really big, you're seeing some really big um, changes, I think that could turn around for them a little bit. And I think it's probably motivational, a little bit of them posting stuff, and it kind of helps them to keep going. And I think that's totally fine. I think you should use motivation where you can find it. When you're drawing, when you're doing any activity that's difficult and takes some time to get good at, to get better at. If you found some motivation in some, like, posting on social media, use it. If that helps you to work and have like a daily practice going, go for it. I think that's great. The problem to me with social media comes from a couple different things. One is you are catering your work towards what people respond to. So you start posting the things that you know people are going to like. And what that tends to do is you get a lot of artists posting very similar things. And then you can lose a lot of the more interesting and creative aspects of art. So I think this is a danger. I don't think this is, it can be a problem. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the art that does really well on, let's say, Instagram and Reels and stuff, is a lot more of the academic, more sort of realism type stuff, which makes sense. I mean, it's flashy and it looks really cool. Is it always the most interesting? Maybe not. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with a particular style like that, if that's what you want to do, and that, that moves you in the right way, then I think that's right. I think you should be honest with yourself about what you like and what you want to do with it, and not just about what gets you likes and followers. Another thing too is a lot of teaching. There's a lot of teaching posts and accounts, and that's also great. Because people should be sharing their knowledge with other people. If all Instagram was teaching accounts, that would be amazing. The only problem is, which one do you pick? So, but with that sort of format, naturally the best ones will be the most viewed and the most liked and all of that stuff. So that gets in front of you a little bit faster and easier. I think the biggest problem with social media, in general, but also for the artist, is that it becomes a distraction for you. And I know that's a problem because it was a distraction for me. It still is. I recently just deleted Instagram and TikTok from my phone because anytime I would post, whether it was a story or a reel or a photo, I would inevitably start scrolling. And it never really was that big of a problem for me until maybe a half a year ago or so, maybe 6 months. Um, I would scroll on it all the time. And I could intellectually know that what I was doing was wrong, even in the moment. I was like, I have so many more things that I could be doing right now, and yet I am doing this. Why am I doing this? Why can't I stop doing this? So I deleted the apps from my phone. I post stuff from my computer, which is not great. Um, it doesn't quite have all the same features as posting from your phone. You can't post on your stories, blah, blah, blah. There's like, a lot of excuses that you could take of why you should have it on your phone. But I would encourage you, if it is a temptation for you to get on your phone, to get on Instagram and just mindlessly scroll for who knows how long at a time, multiple times a day, I would highly encourage you to delete it from your phone and only post stuff from your computer. You can post. You can make posts at least on your computer. Why is this affecting so many people, and why is it hard to stop? Why is it so addictive? So these social media apps, especially these apps where you're not paying for anything, it's a free app. The only thing that they're after is you having the app open and looking at it and using it. The reason why they need you on there doing that is ad revenue. So if nobody is on there, if nobody's clicking on these ads and people selling stuff, then companies and individuals who promote their posts and throw money at the app, they're going to stop doing that. And then the app will eventually not be a thing anymore. So their whole goal is just to keep you on the app, keep you scrolling. And so they're going to do whatever they can to keep you on there, and they're going to make it as addictive as possible. They're going to make the algorithm suited for you in a way that is just going to reel you in. Okay? These reels are reeling you in. We need to try to fight back, have some self-control, have some my mind blanked on a word, which is actually pretty impressive that I've gotten this far without my mind blanking on a word. Autonomy? Maybe that's the right word. basically, we just need to fight against control that an app is having over us. Okay? Do not be controlled by the app. You are in control of the app and what you do. Okay, this is like a lot of addiction and things like that. I don't really know much about that kind of thing and the science behind it. What I do know is it had a bit of a control over me, and I'm happy that it doesn't as much anymore. Just from taking it off of my phone. So I would encourage you guys, get off it. At least get it off your phone, at the very least. That would be my suggestion and encouragement for you. All right, lecture about social media over. Let's talk a little bit about what I'm drawing. So this is my daughter, Hazel. This is a portrait of her. I started drawing this because I wanted to kind of do a little study before I painted it. I want to do a painting of her. And yeah, doing a little value study here. And you can see I'm just taking my time shading, going really slowly. I know a lot of people, when they see these videos of me drawing these portraits, they're a little flabbergasted by how long it's taken me and how slowly I'm going. But that's just the way that I work. I like to build up these values slowly and find them. I'm using an 8B pencil. I'm using a Staedtler pencil, which I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty common pencil. A lot of people know it, but it's a great pencil. One of the reasons why I like it so much is sharpening it is easy. And I'm not too worried when I'm sharpening that I'm going to break it. So it's pretty durable. Great pencil. Check them out if you haven't already. And that's where I'm going to leave it today. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for listening, hanging out. Leave a comment. Like this post. Follow the page. And let's do some cool stuff together. I'll catch you next time. I love you. Okay, bye.